down into the shotgun once again. Touchdown, Browning! Henderson has a nice little spin move. Thank you. A nice little move. down into the shotgun once again. Touchdown, Browning. Henderson has a nice little spin move. Thank you. Nice little move.
Television folks there. Hey, EPS Sports here. Welcome. Second game. Two doubleheader tonight out of McKenzie Stadium. EPS Sports, this is Rod, the Jet Lawrence, Dan, the Candyman Odell. We're out here to bring you the final game of regular season out here at McKenzie Stadium. These two teams going against each other, Mountain View and Evergreen. Always been a big, huge rival, Dan.
Yeah, this dates back to, the 80s when these two squads going at it. A few other schools around here. Camas wasn't very good back in those days, and, well, there was no union. So it was these two schools pitted against each other, trying to make their way to the playoffs every season.
Sure have, and they've bounced back and forth over the years between being a 3A school and a 4A school. At some point over the years, Evergreen has been a 4A, Mountain View has been a 3A. They started out way back in the day, both of them were 3A schools, so that they were back in the 3A division going against each other tonight.
The last thing Coach Hyde needs around his neck is a ring full of candy.
Yeah. Hey, and we are ready for the kickoff here. Evergreen will be receiving the ball. It's going to be caught right there at the 10. We're going to get it out across the 20. Well, he's going to get ran back and taken down inside the 20-yard line. Looks like about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, nice coverage there by the special teams. That's going to be number 6, Mitchell Delmage, down there on coverage.
There we go. Griffin, the returner on that play, unable to get back to the 20, so they will take the ball on their own 17-yard line. So 1st and 10 from that 17. Great shot there. The sidelines for Mountain View Thunder. All right, so we've got open up right away in trips formation, empty backfield. Finch drops back, looks up the field for a receiver, almost picked off there by the linebacker, dropping back, number 51, Dan.
Yeah, nice play there by Kobe Anderson. Linebacker dropping back into his zone coverage. Gets a hand on that.
The intended receiver, number 4, David Crawford for the Plainsmen. Tristan Fitch, the starting quarterback for the Evergreen Plainsmen. Griffin out there, and also Heeman, actually number 8, will also take some reps as well. And it looks like Heeman is out there now, and they've got trips formation here at the bottom of your screen. Heeman's going to take that ball right up the gut. He's going to get about a yard out of it before he stopped. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 9. So it looks like the backfield is going to consist of Tristan Finch. Receivers out there looks like Burns, Hodig, and Crawford at this point. Griffin's moved out to slot. They've got slots on either side. Tristan drops back. He's going to get an inside screen. Almost picked off again. Mountain View's linebackers definitely active in this first series here.
Dangerous pass there by Fitch.
Smoke screen there, trying to get that ball to Burns, get him the ball in open field and let him do what he does. That will bring up 4th down and 10. First series, and Evergreen is a 3-and-out.
Back deep for Mountain View, number 7, Jack Mertens. Standing about his 47-yard line to receive this kick.
And Finch also handles the punting responsibilities for Evergreen. At least he is tonight. Griffin has done it sometimes. This time Mertens is going to take that ball. He's going to bring it in, get it down across the 50 on the 45 before he takes a nice pop there.
Great field position for the Thunder to open up their first series.
Trent Heeman comes up and makes the stop. Mountain View will take the ball over on the Evergreen 42-yard line. Bring it up 1st and 10 from that 42. 10:50 left to play. This is Mountain View's first series of the game. Quarterback for Mountain View is Perry. Martin's lined up out there as wing. They got slot receivers on the far side. Get the ball out there to Delmage. Delmage now is going to make the catch and get down across the 35-yard line before he stopped.
Nice rhythm play there to get their quarterback, Perry, in a rhythm, right? Throw
Yeah.
a quick pass out to the left side, nobody around. Nice call there by the OC for the Mountain View Thunder. Delmage out to the left side. Sees the ball all the way into his hands. Makes a move there.
Does. All right, Perry's going to come to an empty backfield. Trips receivers here. We've got Hall as the inside slot. Mertens is the wing on the far side. Perry drops back, hits Delmage number 6, who's going to have no place to go. He's going to make it to, he's going to lose a yard out of this and get back down to the 35-yard line. It's going to bring up third down and about 4.
Obviously trying to set the Plainsmen up for something here. Maybe a little pump and go instead of throwing that quick hitch.
Yep, well, they flipped the formation this time. Trips to the far side. This time Perry's going to keep that, falls in behind the guard, and gets right up the field, down to about the 20-yard line, 21, before he is run out of bounds by number 4.
Crawford, David Crawford.
We got a late flag there. We'll see what that's going to call.
Crawford grabbed Perry by his helmet and threw him down out of bounds, so that's going to cost him at least 5, if not 15.
We've got a Mountain View Thunder guy down. That looks like Delmage over there, and here's the instant replay of what's going on. Nice little run. There is head-to-head combat, and, yeah, it does look like so.
5-yard variety.
Definitely going to be draw the penalty flag when you come at him like that. Delmage did get beat up a little bit, but it looks like he was able to walk out on his own.
So coming into the game for him is going to be Jordan Cook, number 21.
Big penalty there is going to move him down inside the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 11. So down in this territory, in this neck of the woods here, they could essentially get 8 plays to go 11 yards because they'll need to get inside the 1 for a first down. Perry's going to keep the ball himself, take it right up the middle and across untouched for the touchdown.
Penalty.
And
thrown after the score in the end zone.
Another late penalty flag, so that might not negate the score since the
I didn't see an action, Jet. I did not see an action, so it must be something verbal down there. Because Perry was well into the back of the end zone before the flag came out by the official.
So they are going to give the touchdown. Unsportsmanlike conduct on, so probably somebody a little overzealous about what happened on that play. They are going to give them the touchdown, and they'll assess the penalty on the kickoff. So at 9:28 left to play, Mountain View scores on their first series in this first quarter.
Coach Matheson not going to be happy with that penalty.
No, not at all. Not at all. We've got a kick. And that is going to be good. So, first series for the Mountain View Thunder. They're able to put 6 on the board. This is the Eli Sports Network and EPS Sports. We're going to step aside for a minute. We'll be right back. Stadium. Mountain View 7, Evergreen 0, 9:28 left to play. Mountain View scores on their first series.
Short field.
On the game, very short field. They see a lined up now on their own 25 to kick this ball off. They had an unsportsmanlike call after the touchdown was scored, so they'll give them the points, but they're going to make them pay for it on the kickoff. So now Evergreen with an opportunity to get some pretty good field position out of this kick. Griffin standing on his own 27-yard line. And the ball's going to get kicked out of bounds. Oh, looks like at about the 35. So it looks like that's where the ball is going to be spotted. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Evergreen. See where they're going to actually stop here, where the ball went out of bounds. Nice shot there of the Evergreen High School Marching Band. So Evergreen's going to take the ball over on midfield, 50-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 50.
Start of the second quarter. Prairie up 28-0 on Fort Vancouver.
Okay, so we'll kind of talk about what that means to Evergreen when we get an opportunity.
Some other scores out there Friday night. These scores are about 10 minutes old.
Okay, it looks like they're going to, Evergreen is, Terry's going to make them kick the ball again, give them an opportunity to get some better field position here.
Camas went up on Union 7-0. That was the end of the first quarter. Kingsway Christian 21, Benson 0. Kelso 7, Hudson's Bay 3. Santiam Christian 8, Washougal 7. Columbia River 20, Ridgefield 0. La Center 6, Castle Rock 0. And our final from earlier, Game 1 doubleheader, Skyview 63, Heritage 21.
And we do have an update there for the Camas Union game out there at Doc Harris Stadium. Camas is now up 13-0 over Union. And we got a re-kick. This time Griffin's going to get it right there on the 27-yard line. He's going to take that ball out. He's trying to get out to the outside, makes it across the 40, down to the 45, pushes his way to the 50 before he's down.
Nice return there by Griffin.
So it looks like they'll have him down at about the 49-yard line. So Evergreen will go ahead and take it 1st and 10 from their own 49. We have 26, Jacob Tillman, also in the game, lined up in slot formation on the far side of the field, number 26. Finch has it. He's going to hand that ball off to Griffin. Griffin pulls in behind the guard, takes that ball up the field, moves out on the outside of the block, and gets a nice run. He's going to get down across the 45.
Nice stop by there, Jack Mertens of Mountain View. A little dangerous. Merton dropped his head there a little bit at contact. Don't want to see anybody get hurt out there.
No, not at all. That's going to bring up 8 and 2 to go. They're going to need to get on the other side of the 39 for the first down. We're across the 40.
Mountain View wrapping up number 1 seed already for the playoff picture.
They have. So I'm sure Adam is going to be looking for clean, crisp football, not a whole lot of discipline and mental errors.
Absolutely.
Regardless of what the score is going to be.
This game getting put on film.
All right, so they've got trip receivers to the far side. Heathman behind the center. He's going to take that ball right up the gut. He's going to get down across the 40-yard line, down to about the 40. Oh, it looks like the 46.
Good blocking up front by the Plainsmen. I tell you what, Jed, I've liked what I've seen from Heeman the last several weeks.
Sure have. I stand corrected. That is the 36. That is going to be plenty to move the chains. Nice little instant replay. Heeman, nice block, kick-out block there by number 59, the big guy.
Had Fitch pulled that out, he'd still be running right now.
Yeah, he sure would. I'm going to give Alec Alexander the credit for a nice block downfield as well. Fitch now brings him to the line of scrimmage. We've got slot receivers on either side. We're going to give it to Heeman again. Heeman's going to try to take this one right up the gut. Going to get a tough 2 out of that and bring up 2nd down and 8. Rusnick now checks in the game along with Tillman. So they've got the bigger backfield back there. Griffin moves back to the running back. And Rusnick lines up as that offset fullback. Pistol formation. They're going to give it to Heathman. He's going to get in behind the linebacker. The lineman, number 51. He's going to get about a yard out of it before he stopped. That'll bring up third down in about 7. 7-12. Clock running. Mountain View's up by a touchdown, 7-0. Fitch now gets him to the line of scrimmage. Heathman back in the game. Slot receivers on either side. Fitch drops back. Has a man open. Is going to let that go. He's got Griffin open in the end zone, who makes the catch. And they're going to say he is outside the back of the end zone. Nice play. Griffin was able to get out behind the safeties on that one. Just wasn't able to get his feet down quick enough.
Nice ball from Fitch there.
Yeah, it sure was.
Waited just a little bit too long to deliver that.
So that'll bring up fourth down in 6. Long 6, 7 yards. Evergreen going for it. 4 down territory, last game of the season. They've got to pull out all the stops. They're going to come out again. Trips receivers to the far side. Heathman's the running back. Fitch drops back. Look for somebody downfield. Is trying to get flushed and finds a man. Makes the catch is Hodig. Great job as he makes that catch coming across the field, all the way across the field from the backside out of that trip formation. To make the catch, move the chains. That's going to get him down inside the 10-yard line. First and goal. Oh, it looks like from the 7.
Nice contested catch there by Hodzik.
Hodzik now is going to come back out of the game. He's going to be replaced. Luke Allen now comes in there. Slot formation. He's lined up on the outside numbers. We're going to get that ball to Griffin. Griffin now tries to get upfield. Is going to get strung out by the Storm. Looks like he's going to lose possibly a yard on that play. So anything to the outside up to this point, Evergreen has been struggling to be successful at. Mountain View is doing a good job stringing things along here and kind of making everybody run from sideline to sideline. Here is that replay.
It's a ball to Hodzik. Nice contested catch there right at the point of attack.
There we go. Great concentration by Hodzik to bring that ball in right there with 2 defenders on him. All right, Fitch has him at the line of scrimmage. He's going to fake that one. Quick screen out to Hodzik again, who's going to get stopped right now for it.
Yeah, nothing doing out there. Philip Earnhardt bringing him down right after the catch.
So Evergreen going backwards once they've got down inside the 10 initially. Now it's third down and goal from the 11. Hodzik and Tillman check back in the game. I strike that, not Hodzik, but Rusnick, the big tight end, the big fullback, number 30. Going to give that ball to Griffin. Griffin's going to try to get outside and then nothing do it. They are going to lose even more yards on the play, back to about the 17-yard line.
Wrapped up by Alex Hagel, senior, 6'2",
so
235.
Not sure what their kicking game is like, but we will see. Well, here comes their kicker, and I think that's DeAngel is the kicker for these guys. There's a nice look at how well Mountain View's defensive line and linebackers. I'm seeing numbers from all levels back there in the backfield, so it looks like everybody's getting in there. They're going to line up to kick this one. Set up for the kick. The kick is off. It is long enough. And is it going to be good? And it is. So with 4:10 left to play in the first quarter, Evergreen able to get on the scoreboard with a nice kick by DeAngel, number 45. So with that being said, Defensively, it's a win for Mountain View. Offensively, Evergreen is going to come away with some points on the board. This is the Eli Sports Network and EPS Sports. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back here, McKenzie Stadium, EPS Sports, Eli Sports Network, Rod and Dan Show. Mountain View defense, bend but don't break. Only gave the Plainsmen 3 points on that. They're still up 7-3. D'Angelo kicks the ball off. The Angel, I take that back, kicks that ball off. The ball's going to get picked up right around the 35-yard line.
Picked up there by Gulliford, linebacker.
Here you go. Perry brings his offense onto the field here. Going to be 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line, it looks like. Nice shot. Evergreen sideline. Jay Beckman, special teams coach. I'm sure feeling pretty good about what they were able to accomplish, help this Plainsman team stay close.
Didn't see much resistance on the first drive on that short field jet, so let's see what the Plainsmen come up with here.
All right, Perry drops him again. They're the only guy in the backfield. He's going to be the running back. Goodpaster is going to be the man who brings him down. That's going to be a nice little 4-yard run. We'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Clock continuing to run. All right, empty backfield. We've got Trays on the far side. Perry looking for a guy out of the front. Hits Hall. Hall's going to try and make the first guy miss. Unable to do so. He's going to go down at the 40-yard line. Lose about 3 on the play.
Good play out there on the edge by Allen from Evergreen. It'll be a minimal gain.
Here's the instant replay. They pull their 2 guards out there to make it look like a run. Essentially a screen play. Corners out there not fooled in the least, and they're able to go ahead and take care of that. Hall goes into motion out of the trip formation. They're going to give him the ball on the sweep. He gets right up the field, puts his foot in the ground, is across the 50, down to the 40, to the 35 before he's run out of bounds.
What a nice run by
Yes,
Hall.
that sure was.
Cut it up the middle, stuck his foot in the ground, bounced to the left side, and was gone for another 8 to 10 yards. Exciting little runner.
Yeah, he sure is. Hall, Terrell Hall, senior, 5'5", 135. So not a big guy, but definitely quick and elusive.
Left Allen there laying down at the 48.
He sure did. All right, Perry sets him down again. We've got Mertens lined up in the wing. Slot formation on the far side. Perry's going to take the ball himself. Going to drive hard down to about the 31-yard line. He's going to get slung to the turf there pretty hard there on the tackle.
Both teams using this field as their home field, so Evergreen's the home team tonight. Mountain View is the visitor.
All right, this time Perry sets him to the line of scrimmage, running back off to his left side. Evergreen pulled off sides. Let's see. Well, no, not pulled off sides. They stepped into the neutral zone on their own. So that's going to march off 5 yards, bringing up 2nd down now, and about 3 for the first. Jones now the running back in the backfield. And the big tight end, number 85, Montel's lined up out there as well. Mertens lined up as the wing. Perry keeps that ball himself right up the gut on a kick-out block by the running back. Jones is going to continue to run and run hard and get down to the 5-yard line.
That was Perry Jet following the blocker, Jones. Perry taking it all the way down inside the 5-yard line. Nice blocking up front by everyone. Probably going to see a little bit more of Perry and Jones here.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. They come back again. This time he's going to give it to Jones. Jones going to put his foot in the ground now and power through and down across the end zone, and it is a touchdown for Jones. So we're down to the last 21 minute, 20 seconds left to play. And Mountain View crosses the into the end zone once again. Second series, second score. Hargrove handling kicking responsibilities. Got the hold. And the ball is blocked. Great job there on the edge by David Crawford, who gets in there untouched and blocks that extra point. We'll see if that how that plays out later on in this game. So Mountain View, second time they've touched the ball this game, second time they've scored this game. 13-3. This is the Eli Sports Network and EPS Sports. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back here to Kansas Stadium. Minute 20 left to play in the first quarter. Mountain View on top, 13-3. Welcome back, EPS Sports. Hargrove kicks that one off. High kick. It's going to get picked up right there at about the 15-yard line. Griffin looking for a place to run, running patiently. Now has a wall, and he's falling to the outside. He's going to get taken out of bounds right at about the 30-yard line.
Pretty sure Griffin's going to end up putting in yeoman's work tonight.
Would agree with you on that one.
Moves
100%.
back and forth between running back and receiver with Hyman.
All right, so now I see Griffin, Burns, Crawford, and Allen out there on the field. Heeman is the running back. We've got twin slots. Finch drops back. Not quite sure there if everybody was on the same page. Intended receiver there was Luke Allen. Didn't look like he was quite ready for that ball.
Out there in coverage was Mertens. Thought about it. Thought about making a play on that ball. It was just thrown a little bit too far outside for even Mertens to get a hold of it.
Coach Hyde, also the offensive coordinator for the Plainsmen. Now they're going to come up slots. Griffin and Crawford, the inside man. Heeman's in the backfield. Finch drops back, tries to find somebody. He's going to get flushed out of the pocket. No real place to go. Adolfo Mertel, the big lineman, makes the big stop there and loses. Evergreen's going to lose about 11, 12 yards on that play. There's no place really for him to go to.
Montiel just kept staying after it.
Yeah.
Finally got to Fitch and brought him down.
So that play is going to push Evergreen down to the 19-yard line. So we're looking at 3rd down and 22. Slot formation to the far side. Griffin set up to the left of the quarterback. Finch drops back, looks downfield, has a man open, but is going to get picked off by the safety and is going to get taken all the way down to the 5, down to the 2-yard line before he stopped. So great interception there by number 14 for the Mountain View Storm, and that is Makai Anderson. Just pretty much sat back there, played center field, and picked that one off.
Right. Mountain View Thunder. Yeah, he was just playing back there center field, reading the eyes of the quarterback. Fitch.
So here's
Delivers
the play
it,
right
boom,
there.
steps right in front of it.
He's got 2 receivers in that general area.
Crawford kind of let up on that pattern.
Yeah, it looks like he did. Crawford and Burns were both in the general area of that pass. All right, so he's going to bring out the
Heavy
double
package.
tight, heavy package. Going to give that ball to Jones. Jones going to bounce it in there without any issues. Right as time expires, too. That's going to put 19 points on the board. So we'll go ahead and go for this extra point. This game could potentially get away from Evergreen if they don't get some clock management going here.
Yeah, putting the ball in the air a lot, you know. So
They are.
You're risking turning it over or killing the clock and giving the ball back to Mountain View.
Hargroves, this time he gets it off. So as time expires in the first quarter, Mountain View scores 20-3 over the Evergreen Plainsmen. This is the Eli Sports Network and EPS Sports. We'll be right back. All right, hey, welcome back here to McKenzie Stadium, EPS Sports, Eli Sports Network. We are back out here at McKenzie Stadium, Clark County. Friday night football, game 2 of a doubleheader out here tonight. Last games of regular season. Dan, let's kind of talk about a little bit what needs to happen for Evergreen to still continue to be playing next week as we wait for the kickoff.
Well, obviously, if they win tonight, that would secure them a spot. But if they lose tonight to Mountain View, Hudson's Bay has to go up to Kelso and lose. Prairie has to beat Fort Vancouver. So all those scenarios plausible for a Monday playoffs for a 3-way tie.
All right, well, we've got the kickoff. Griffin's going to pick the ball up right there at the 7-yard line. He's going to get to the 20 and slip. Going to make it down to about the 22-yard line. So Evergreen takes the ball over. 1st and 10 from their own 22.
Mountain View jumping out to a quick start here, 20-3 here in the first
sure
quarter.
They sure are. Both offense and defense showing good stuff.
Evergreen needing to chew up some of this clock here in the second quarter in addition to putting some points on the board, keeping that Mountain View offense off the field. So instead of looking to Monday night, they need to be looking to sustain a drive right here and put some points on the board.
All right, so they've got, the new quarterback Blaze is now in the game. He's going to hand that ball off to Heeman. So this is the first time we've seen this young man this early in the game. Ryan Blaze, quarterback, 6'1", 205, junior for the Plainsmen. Seen him throwing the ball around on the side. Pretty good arm. He's going to drop back. He's going to get that ball out right now to Hall. Hall's going to catch it right there at around the 25-yard line.
I'll tell you what, when 35 Gulliford comes in your area, he's bringing the wood.
Oh, yeah.
He's the leader of that linebacking corps for Mountain View, Andrew Gulliford.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and 7. Ryan Blaze, the new quarterback here, starting the second quarter. He's taking the steps. He drops back. Once again, he has Hall. This time, Hall unable to hold on to the ball. That ball is going to be dropped, and something Evergreen was definitely not hoping for was a 3-and-out, and given the Storm good field position.
Yeah, they needed to run the football there a little bit, try to establish some kind of run game, chew that clock up a little bit, move the chains, and even if it's 3.5, 4 yards a carry, that's better than incomplete pass, stopping the clock and punting it back.
It sure is. It sure is. Mountain View standing in their own territory there.
Merton's back deep.
Nice high kick there. He's going to take a bounce and get out of bounds. And looks at about the 35-yard line. So Mountain View will take the ball over. Decent field position, 1st and 10.
Early here in the second quarter, Jet, Mountain View taking possession over after 3-and-out by Evergreen.
Yeah.
We'll see how Mountain View wants to attack this possession.
Well, I would think that he was going to try to put this game away right now. Perry gets into the line of scrimmage. He's going to go into motion. He's going to hand that ball off to Hall. Hall looking for the edge, finds it, gets up the field, gets pushed out of bounds at around the 43-yard line.
It's important for Evergreen to set the edge on both sides here, allowing Hall to get around the outside. There was a little contact in the backfield, still able to bounce it outside and pick up 9-10 yards on that carry. It's going to move the chains as he made it to the yard marker at the 45.
All right, so as they set the chains, Perry brings him to the line of scrimmage there. We've got Hall in the backfield. Mertens is the wing on the far side. Slot to here. Perry decides to take this one himself. He's going to get across the 50. Down to about the 48-yard line.
And the thing I like about Perry back there at quarterback, Jed, is a good athlete. He can get skinny in those small spaces and pick up 2, 3, 4 yards at a time, even when he turns his body and just kind of backs his way into a few yards.
He sure can. Sure can. Nice little 7-yard scamper there.
Has the ability to throw the football as well.
He does. And well enough to where he can put it on somebody.
Made a nice transition to quarterback this year from running back last year.
He sure did. And he's gotten better as the games have gotten along. So kudos to him. All right, he's going to send Hall into motion. Perry's going to take this ball again. This time he's going to break through across the 40, 35, 30-yard line before he is taken down. Crawford. Nice big run. Knocked up 25 yards there on that scamper for Perry, I should say. Excuse me.
Perry just having his way tonight.
He sure is. Here is the replay. Looks like it's set up as an option. And actually doesn't come up the field very far, and Perry just blows through an arm tackle. And now he's just running away from defenders. Great job by David Crawford. Saved the touchdown on that. Perry now has him empty backfield. He's going to drop down, looking for a receiver. Going to get flushed out of the pocket. Well, not even flushed. It's going to collapse on him for a big loss. Going to get back across the 40.
I was wondering if they were going to throw that on Rusnick. He did jump on the pile awful late.
Yeah, he sure did.
I don't know if it was Rusnick or 51, but we might see a replay on that.
There was a little extracurricular activity, a little extra flopping around while you were still on top of the quarterback. So this big play by Evergreen, this big defensive play by Evergreen is going to be taken away because of a personal foul.
Giving Perry a little bit of an extra business there.
Yeah, they sure did.
Here's your replay, folks. Perry steps back, really has nowhere to go. Nice job there by...
Here's good passer, Rusnick.
Oh, led with the helmet there a little bit. 51. So he led with the helmet there a little bit after Perry was down off his back. Mr. Official didn't like that. So
nope, not at all. Not at all. So they'll bring up 2nd down and 6 now from the 26-yard line. Hall Mertens in the backfield, slots to the far side. Perry looking to the sideline for the new play. Takes a snap, drops back, gets the ball out on the flats, but Hall loses his footing and is going to lose all those yards they got on the penalty. It's going to bring that 3rd down now in a long situation. You almost wished, because it was a pass, not a lateral, you almost wished he'd have just dropped that one. Took the incomplete. And they'd still be looking at oh, it was an incomplete pass. I didn't see that he dropped it. Maybe I missed that part. So we'll bring up 3rd down now. And the same 6. Hall's in the backfield with Perry. Perry's going to take this one himself. This time, no go.
Evergreen played that nicely, Jet.
Yes, they did. He got to the 25-yard line and was stopped, hit a wall. It's going to bring up 4th down and 5. Clock continuing to move, just now under 8 minutes left to play in the first half. Mountain View's up 20-3. Trips receivers on the far side. Hall and Jordan Cooks come into the game to play the receivers out there. Anderson lined up out there on the numbers. Mountain View is going to call a timeout on this, so we're going to go ahead and take that timeout with him. This is the EPS Sports Network and Eli Sports. Ron, Dan, we'll be right back. All right, welcome back here at McKenzie Stadium. Eli Sports Network, EPS Sports, joining us on channel 328 cable. We're live HD, first time this year. Excited, super excited about that. Perry now lines him up, empty backfield, trips to the far side. Mertens in the wing. Perry drops back, looking for a man across the middle, has him open. Just a little too high for Terrell Hall to bring that ball down. But he was open across the middle, and that will turn the ball over. And for the first time in the game, Mountain View did not score on one of their series. They will turn that ball over on downs. Mountain View defense on the field. Evergreen's now 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line.
Evergreen can make some hay here, Jed, if they can get a touchdown, cut this lead in half to 20-10.
They sure can.
But need to be a little more methodical, mix in the run. We've got 7.5 minutes to go here until the half.
All right, so Blaze in the game, gets that ball out there. And this time it's a no-go. And they're going to lose a lot of yardage on that play.
Well, that's going to cost them roughly 12 yards, somewhere 11 yards. So an 11-yard loss on the quick hitch thrown out by Blaze to the left-hand side. Looked like they were maybe attempting a double pass. Nothing there. Great job by 20 from Mountain View. Getting upfield, Peyton Regas to break that up.
Yeah, it sure was. Griffin missed his block on that one big time. He kind of tried to snake the other quarterback, Finch, out there on that slot. Blaze now. Finch goes into motion. They're going to fake it to Finch. Blaze is going to take the ball himself. This time he throws that one away. So it seems at this point the only thing that Ryan Blaze is being used for is the short throw, very short passes and screens. Last series he threw some stick routes, kind of 3 and outs and 5 and outs, and these last 2 plays here they've been screen passes. So see if we're going to let this young man throw the ball down the field. I know he has the arm strength to get it down 40, 50 yards down the field. And he's a big man, so he's not going to be easy to pull down. We'll see what they got going on this time. He's got slot receivers. Drops back. He is looking downfield, lets that ball go. Griffin open and catches it. Beautifully thrown pass on his back shoulder.
Completes that on Regas, number 20.
He's going to go out of bounds right there at the 50. So, wow, I sound like a genius right now, don't I?
He has a big arm. You can tell he's inexperienced.
Yeah.
Probably has a few jitters out there. Hasn't been playing much this year.
Very good, very good.
This is what they see in him that made them want to go ahead and make the switch here to see if he could spark the offense.
And he did. And I don't know if that was luck or that's what he was trying to do, but perfectly thrown pass to the back shoulder to keep the ball only in a position where Griffin was going to be able to bring that in. Finch is in the game. Griffin looked like Blaze was going to come out, but it looks like Finch is just in there playing a different position right now.
What Blaze will experience is that it's a long way to the sideline to get that play. So if you haven't been playing all year, you might not be used to that.
Blaze gets him to the line of scrimmage. He's got slot receivers on either side. He's going to drop back again, looking for a man downfield. He's got Griffin this time. Pretty much the same type pass. I don't think Griffin was quite ready for it. It's a shame because he was open.
Right to his left.
Yeah. All he had to do is turn around and catch that one once again.
Right. Don't know if he expected the football, but I tell you what, it's thrown to the outside shoulder where only he could get to it, and he wasn't really looking back for the football.
No, he wasn't. He was not. Sure, whoever the offensive coach is in the booth up here beside us is saying there's something there. Going to come out down trips this time at the bottom of the screen. Blaze is the quarterback. He's going to hand this off to Heathman right up the gut. Heathman's going to get across midfield and then gang tackled after that. In fact, they will give him to the 49-yard line, so he does break into Mountain View territory. He's going to bring up 3rd down and 9.
So Fitch is in the football game.
He is. They got him playing slot receiver right now. So the receiving core is made up now of Burns, Griffin, Allen, and Finch. Blaze drops back again. Steps up in the pocket. This time he's going to go ahead and take off himself. Going to make it down across the 45-yard line. They'll give him to the 45. It's a 4th down situation.
Nice open field tackle there by Mitchell Delmage.
And they are going to bring in special teams and kick this ball away. Give Mountain View a lot of field to deal with. We've got 5:02 left to play in the first half. Mountain View up by 17.
Evergreen might want to be, or Mountain View might want to be on their toes here.
Finch, the quarterback, and taking on kicking responsibilities. It's going to take a great bounce there. Don't let it get inside. And
it's a touchback.
he does let the ball get inside the 20. He lets the ball get in there, so Mountain View will take the ball over on their 20. Great kick by the quarterback, and they weren't able to keep that out. That
Great
extra
kick.
20 yards could make a difference, too. Got to be paying attention.
And the ball did bounce their way. They just didn't down it soon enough. Those guys corralled it about the 3, let it roll down inside the 1.
Sure, special teams coach Jay Beckman down there having a conversation, asking why this ball is on the 20 and not the 1. All right, so Perry, Mountain View's on there, 1st and 20. Perry's going to take this ball himself right up the middle on a nice kick-out block. He's going to get chased down by Dave Crawford. Going to get down across the 40-yard line for the first down.
Here's your replay, folks. Perry just taking that right, an ISO play, right behind a running back.
Mertens
Nice block
right
there. Puts his foot in the ground, bounces it to the outside.
Finch,
Sees the defender
arm
coming.
tackle up top.
Crawford leading the team in tackles tonight. That's not good.
Nope, Perry going to take him down. Hands that ball off to Jones this time. Jones is going to get across the 40. Momentum's going to stop. Oh, momentum's going to continue to go. Looks like they're going to give him to the 45-yard line.
Good hard running by Jones.
Sure was. So he's going to get 5 the hard way, bringing up 2nd and 5. 3:43 left to play in this first half. Mountain View still on top by 17 points. Slot formation. Jones, the running back. Perry's going to take this ball himself again. This time, nothing to do with it. Big stop there by the nose tackle Rusnick from Mountain View, from Evergreen. Good picture there, Evergreen band. Mountain View has him set down. They're going to draw the nose guard across into the neutral zone. That is going to give them 3rd down and, oh, it looks like about a yard for the first down. Rusnick, the big guy, is going to come out of the game. Going to replace by Nate Futagavi, the big man,
Big
365.
Also plays center on offense. He takes up some space.
Yes, he does. Perry now has them set. He's going to drop back. He's going to get the ball out to the flat. Oh, right off the shoelaces there. Jordan Cook unable to bring that one in. So that'll bring up 4th down and a yard to go. They'll need to get across the 50 for the first down.
We've saw a couple drop passes so far tonight in Mountain View's offense like that. Slight guy here in footsteps. Thunder crowd a little subdued over there.
Okay, so they bring in the heavy package. Power T formation. Give that to the second back, and he is not going to make it. So Mountain View is going to turn that ball over on downs for the second time. Kudos to the Evergreen front 4 there for that big stop. Evergreen 1st and 10 from the Mountain View 49-yard line.
Had Perry just turned and faked that trap, delay released his tight end, he'd still be running down the field right now.
He sure would have.
So great field position with 2:21 to go for Evergreen here with another opportunity to put some points on the board.
This is one they cannot squander. Ryan Blaze has been the quarterback the entire second quarter.
Not so sure I wouldn't have punted that one away.
Blaze now drops back, gets this ball out into the flat. Oh, and it's picked off right there. He makes the guy miss. He's going to outrun everybody for the touchdown. I don't see any flags. There's a possibility that he could have stepped out of bounds down here, but I'm not sure. Philip Earnhardt, pick 6 from the 45-yard line for a big 55-yard touchdown. Here's the tail end of that play, and they just were not able to corral that young man as he streaked up the line, up the sidelines there for the touchdown. Hargrove. Set up here to punt. And that is going to be good. So down to the last 2 minutes of the first half, Mountain View puts points on the board again on a big pick 6 by Earnhardt. This is the Eli Sports Network, Eli's ESP Sports as well. We'll be right back. Mountain View scores again, 27-3 is the score. 2 minutes left in the first half. Hargrove kicks this one off. Griffin picks it up right there at the 13-yard line. He's going to make it to the 25, and he's going to be met by a host of Thunder players who are going to stop him right there at about the 28.
Gulliford right in the middle of it. That's what you get with players like Gulliford. Not the biggest guy out there, not the strongest guy or the fastest guy, but he always knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Has a nose for the football, always around the ball, making plays. Somebody the coach can count on.
All the time.
Doesn't have to worry about Gulliford.
All right, so Evergreen's going to try this one again. Blaze now is going to hand this ball up to Heeman. Heeman's going to make it across the 30-yard line. Looks like they're going to give him to about the 32. 2nd and 8. We'll see here if Coach Hyde and the Evergreen staff is going to be content to get into the locker room, talk about this first half. Blaze now is going to get this ball out to the flats, going to get that cornerback to quarterback there. Finch, Tristan Finch, is going to bring that one in.
It just shows you how strong Blaze's arm is. He's moving backwards off balance.
And, yeah, and
Throws
still
it
put
like
that
it's
out
nothing.
there. Yeah, sure did. They were going to take the time out here.
Put it right on his numbers.
We're going to go ahead and stay here.
So with 1:10 to go here before the half, Mountain View 27, Evergreen 3. We'll keep it right here. game 1 of our doubleheader saw Skyview defeat Heritage 63-21. Game 2, Mountain View up 27-3 with 1:10 to go here until the half. Evergreen electing to go with the young guy Blaze at quarterback. Heeman lined up in the backfield behind him. Blaze drops back, looking to his left, fires over the middle, just short of Ziel Griffin. That ball's going to fall incomplete. Going to bring up a 4th down and 5 for Evergreen. Looks like the special teams unit's coming on. So Evergreen not taking advantage of this opportunity. Had a little over 2 minutes to go here until the half. Unable to put any points on the board. So back deep for Mountain View is Mertens. Punt is off. Mertens going to let it drop there about the 30. Gets a nice Evergreen bounce. Ball rolls out about the 22-yard line. So that's where Mountain View will take over with 54 seconds left in the half. We'll keep it right here, 27-3 Mountain View. See if we can't get you some updated scores at the half. Some other games out there that have implications just as this game does in the 3A division, where Mountain View has the number 1 seed wrapped up. Kelso comes up with the pick 6. They're up 20-10 in the third quarter on Hudson's Bay High School up north in Kelso. Perry takes a snap, throws it out to the right quickly. Crossing the 30, the 40-yard line. Pass completed to Mertens on the far side. 38 seconds and counting. Evergreen goes in their hurry up. Not really any intent to score here, but wanting to hurry up. You never know if they're going to break one for a nice long gain. Perry takes a snap, drops back. Inside screen, dropped. Anderson drops that ball on an inside tunnel screen. Going to stop the clock with 20 seconds to go. For the EPS Sports viewers at halftime, Matt Griffin, Rodney Lawrence will break down the first half action of the Evergreen Mountain View game here. We'll bring it back with ESN, Eli Sports Network, and have a halftime show to cover the action of the first half, talk about game 1, talk about the implications of the playoffs in the 3A division. We'll keep it right here, guys, with 20 seconds to go before the half. So as I stated earlier, Kelso still up 20-10 in the third quarter on Hudson's Bay. Prairie High School up 56-0 on Fort Vancouver at the half. So things starting to play their way out here tonight. If Kelso does defeat Hudson's Bay, which they're up 20-10 in the third quarter, if Mountain View defeats Evergreen tonight, and if Prairie defeats Fort Vancouver, there will be a 3-way tie in a playoff scenario here at McKenzie Stadium on Monday late afternoon to decide the final seeds in the 3A. Kelso would wrap up the 2, and those 3 schools would have to fight it out for the 3rd seed. Ball snap, but blown dead right away. There should be 20 seconds on the play clock since this play was blown dead before it ever started. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 15 from Mountain View. Ball placed at the 37-38-yard line. Perry looking to the sidelines for a play. Stacked twins to the right side. Perry takes a snap. Shovel pass inside to Mertens. Takes it underneath for about a 3-yard gain. Not much doing there. Evergreen read that pretty well. Looks like both teams are content to let this first half run out. So that'll do it for the first half with Mountain View going into the locker room leading 27-3 over the Evergreen Plainsmen. We're going to take a break for a few minutes here. Tune in for EPS Sports and a halftime show with Matt Griffin, Rodney Lawrence. This is Dan Odell. This is the Eli Sports Network, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Hello, everybody. I'm Matt Griffin, the executive producer of EPS Sports. We're here at Mackenzie Stadium where the Mountain View Thunder lead the Evergreen Plainsmen 27-3. I am joined now by our EPS Sports announcer, Rodney the Jet Lawrence. Rodney, you were telling me right before the end of the half that if Mountain View goes on to win this game, we're going to have an interesting playoff situation.
We are. Evergreen needed to win this game to kind of solidify their moving forward into the playoffs and everything. But with the way the game's going now, it's going to be a tough hold for them, which could create a three-way playoff between them, Prairie, and Kelso. Both of those teams at this point are winning their games, and if Evergreen loses, that's going to create an interesting kind of scheduling, and we're going to have to do something on Monday.
Yeah, that's the situation we faced with a couple teams last year. So we do one play-in game, I guess they call it, on Monday to decide the two teams that will make the playoffs.
Exactly.
Okay. With that said, what does Evergreen need to do to get back in it?
Well, they really just need to be consistent. They need to get out of their own way as it is right now.
Right.
They changed quarterbacks, so in the second quarter we saw Ryan Blaze come in the game. Tristan Finch is still in the game, but they moved him to receiver. So they're trying something new. They're trying to shake it up. Blaze is a good quarterback. We'll see how they're going to use him, but consistency and just staying on the field and keeping Mountain View off the field is probably the first and most important thing that they're going to have to do.
Right. All right. Well, I want to thank you for all your fine work, you and Dan Odell, this season. This is our last EPS Sports broadcast of the season. We'll be back again with Rodney and for some basketball games coming up.
Basketball.
So, again, I appreciate it. And while we are on the subject of games that we broadcast here from Mackenzie Stadium, I want to tell you about some upcoming changes that are going to be happening that have to do with safety and security here at the stadium. So joining me now is Evergreen Public Schools Director of Safety and Security, Shane Gardner. Shane, welcome.
Thanks, Matt. So what we're doing, we've just tightened up some of the things that we're doing here at Mackenzie Stadium. We're enforcing rules that have been in place for probably 20 years. Some of those rules are no backpacks, no re-entry. If you leave the stadium, then you have to remain outside. No outside food or drink, and no loitering. That if you come to the stadium, we want you to watch the stadium from the seats and have a good time. Get up, go to the concession stand, go to the bathroom, and then come back to your seats. But this new one that we're going to work on is a bag search policy, that if you bring a bag that's bigger than a clutch, that it'll be subject to search. And these are the same rules that you'll find at most Major League Baseball stadiums, NFL stadiums, college football stadiums. In fact, this was ripped from basically one of those. So it describes clear bags or gallon-size Ziploc bags you can put your stuff in. You can still bring camera cases, binocular cases. One thing I do want to point out if you're looking at this, though, is that the seat cushions that are referenced on here aren't the seat cushions. We really don't care what seat cushions you bring here to Mackenzie Stadium. The kind you buy that have the back that support them, for some of us that get sore backs, those are absolutely fine here. It's fine to bring whatever seat cushion you want here at Mackenzie Stadium, but if you bring a bag that's bigger than the clutch, it's subject to search. There's no smoking, no drinking, no vaping allowed on our properties, so keep your vape things and all that stuff, keep it in your car, and it's just a fun family time for everybody.
Yeah. And this poster I'm holding up now is a little hard to read for those of you at home, but these posters explaining the new rules about what's allowed and what's not allowed here at Mackenzie Stadium for our sports events, band events, graduations. These will be posted at all entrance locations around the stadium, and we want to let folks know that this policy goes into effect as we head into football playoffs. Is
That's
that correct?
Absolutely. And from there forward, it should be in place.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Shane. And while we're on the subject of our last EPS Sports broadcast, I can't let it go without saying thank you so very much to all the student volunteers, both current students and alums, and our director, Scott Wistrand, and Wade Ferguson, who also helps us here with our sports broadcast. We put together a little package to show you just what it takes to bring you an event like tonight.
A typical field production like an EPS sports broadcast begins about 4 hours before game time. Wade Ferguson, our video services coordinator, and I will spend about an hour going through a checklist of equipment we'll need for the broadcast and loading the truck. We sped up the action, and as the truck is loaded, you'll see just how much equipment is involved. Once we reach a school, or in this case McKenzie Stadium, setting up our cameras and equipment both inside and outside our video production truck can take up to 2 hours. Once a broadcast at McKenzie Stadium is underway, we typically have 3 camera operators, an instant replay operator, a graphics and video playback operator, an audio person, and a director. Nearly every one of these jobs is performed by video production students from across our district. At a football game, it's not uncommon for us to have up to a dozen student volunteers who are learning valuable video production and teamwork skills that they can use in a real-life job setting. And keep in mind, these are students volunteering their time after a full school day. With school and being on the crew for back-to-back football games, that's like a 16-hour workday. So I want to say a personal word of thanks to the students who come out to make our EPS sports broadcast a reality.
So for tonight's EPS Sports broadcast here from McKenzie Stadium, we have students from Mountain View High School, Evergreen High School, Union High School, and even a student from across town, Skyview High School, helping us out tonight. So thank you very much to those students. Now for students at our high schools here in Evergreen Public Schools, it's going to be an exciting November because we are rolling out student learning devices at our middle and high schools all throughout the month of November. I paid a visit to Frontier Middle School to see what it's going to mean for students across our district.
It's a scene being repeated across Evergreen Public Schools this fall, the rollout of thousands of student learning devices. After hours spent unpacking and prepping devices, charging cables, and protective cases, students at Frontier Middle School are among the first to get these Acer Chromebooks to use in school and at home. Some of these students don't have access to computers at home, and Frontier's associate principal says it's all part of the district's focus on equity to make sure all students have access to technology.
There is not a have and a have not. Every student walks in the doors with the same ability to access information, to create, and to share. I mean, there's so many things that can be done online that enhance the learning experience.
The Chromebook is your responsibility. You're going to have this thing from 6th to 8th grade.
Erin Pinning is a technology teacher on assignment. It's her job to help teachers integrate technology and teaching using the devices to bring the curriculum to life.
By rolling out a one-to-one, by having this initiative, it's giving so many more students access, and teachers are going to be able to do so many different things and they're going to be able to foster creativity, collaboration in different ways with their students that they couldn't before.
Teacher Brian Hansen is looking forward to how the intersection of technology and teaching will allow him to personalize instruction to meet the needs of each student.
Well, I see a huge opportunity to really individualize the assignments for students and give a lot more kind of in-the-moment differentiations and individualizations, be able to adapt content for the kids who are able to do a little more, the kids who need things to be a little modified or simplified, and every difference in between, I think, will have a lot of capacity to really meet individual needs.
And these students at Frontier are just the first among thousands of Evergreen Public Schools students getting this access to learning and technology. These take-home devices will be rolled out school by school in grades 6 through 12 now through the end of February.
For more information about when those learning devices will be delivered to the middle school or high school in your neighborhood, be sure to check our website, evergreenps.org, for dates when those devices will be deployed. Now, each year, Evergreen Public Schools is fortunate enough to welcome new teachers into the ranks of our excellent educators. We visited Pioneer Elementary School to visit with 2 new teachers as they settle into their new careers.
It's the day before students return to Pioneer Elementary School, and Kieran Lee and Amanda Gorange are putting the final touches on their classrooms. These first-year teachers had similar answers when we asked them what they were most looking forward to on that first day.
I'm really looking forward to getting to know the students and kind of the like collective sigh of like, okay, we're all here, summer's over, let's get to know each other. We're all a little nervous, we're all a little excited, and starting to form that community.
Those relationships you build with each kid really has an impact on their life, and I know I had favorite teachers growing up, and I think those relationships that you can build with kids are going to be something that lasts with them forever. Yes, we're learning fractions and those kinds of things, but those relationships and those things they learn from your relationships are something that they'll have and hold on to for a long time.
Both Kieran and Amanda say they're ready to dive into the curriculum and have lessons they're ready to replicate from their first year of student teaching.
So 3rd grade is really when they transition from like learning to read to reading to learn. And so last year I did this big unit on migrant workers and immigration, and kind of incorporated science with agriculture. And so I'm excited to replicate that. I noticed they already have some of the books that I'm looking for.
Eventually they designed a gingerbread house, and then they had to figure out the surface area and the volume and everything of their gingerbread house and all these things that it was going to take to build this house, and then at the very end of the unit they got to build it. So I think that's something that's really fun. It's hands-on, they're planning, they're excited for it the whole time, and those are the kinds of things that I want to teach. Okay, you don't have to write future, write what you want at the top, but make sure you address it to yourself. Okay?
After letting Kieran and Amanda get settled in for a few weeks, we checked back in to see how things are going. Both say that learning how to change lesson plans on the fly to help meet individual student needs has been a challenge, but they're already learning new strategies to reach every student. And for all that planning, both reflect on what they were most looking forward to on that first day before school started.
The most rewarding thing that happened in the last couple of weeks is really just getting to know my students, like getting to know what their families are like and what they like as far as their interests and what sports they play. And
just building the relationships with the kids and really getting to know each individual kid, and all of them are going through something different in their lives, and they're all in that stage where they're really understanding life and what's going on around them. So just building that relationship and being able to talk to them about what's going on outside of school.
At Pioneer Elementary School, those relationships are part of the Pioneer pride. And Pioneer's principal says these young educators are up to the task of teaching it.
And I want to thank Amanda and Kieran for speaking to me during those hectic first days of school. Now, students in Amanda and Kieran's class and elementary school students all over our district are benefiting from the second year of a program whereby Evergreen Public Schools supplies all the elementary school supplies across our district. In addition, they've eliminated sports participation fees and after-school participation fees, such as for band or drama. We paid a visit to another elementary school in our district to see how this school supply program is benefiting teachers, students, and parents.
Evergreen Public Schools is now in the second year of providing nearly all elementary school supplies, everything from paper and pencils to erasers, glue sticks, and crayons. Principal Lauren Bradley says teachers request supplies at the beginning of the year, and each month can request additional supplies as they run short of certain items. Students benefit in the classroom, and parents benefit in their bank accounts.
I think it's really impacted our families because some of the families aren't just a one-child family, but more than one, 2 or 3, and so it really helps them where they don't have to go out and buy supplies for 3 classes or 2 classes or 4 classes. So it really impacts them financially as well as time, where they don't have to rush and go out and buy it before school starts.
It definitely makes a difference, and it makes it easier to make sure they have great PE shoes and backpacks and other things that they need.
Janelle Tuomanen has 3 children at Endeavor Elementary. She knows it's making an impact for families who might have to buy school supplies for multiple children.
It's made things a lot easier, especially with our multi-kid families, that have different kids in different grades. And then I've also heard comments from a lot of people that don't go to our school district. I was at a birthday party this last week, and they say, oh my gosh, it would be so nice to not have to worry about getting all these supplies.
Rocky Baker, a 3rd grade teacher, says it's also freed up money he would normally spend on supplies to personalize his classroom.
Yeah, quite a bit actually. I was usually anticipating students not having the basic school supplies, so I would use my own money for that, and a lot of us would still do that, but that frees us up to get things that we do want to personalize our classroom more. So.
Many parent-teacher organizations also report that having the district purchase school supplies frees them up to conduct fundraising for other items teachers might need to enhance student learning, such as special field trips.
Whether it's volunteering to read to elementary school students, or preparing food for our summer meals program, or being a lunch buddy, or making sure our concerts and sporting events are safe for students and visitors, or volunteering to teach art discovery classes, there are countless volunteer opportunities in Evergreen Public Schools.
I think most people value our kids as being our future, and so we need to help keep those kids going.
And signing up to be a volunteer is easy. Just go to our website, evergreenps.org/community partnerships. Click on the link to download a volunteer application, fill out just a few forms, and submit them. Once you've cleared the simple background check, you'll be ready to make a difference. This art discovery volunteer sums it up with a quote from a famous Dr. Seuss book.
It makes you feel good to volunteer. It's fun to help the kids. It's fun to get to know the kids. I think, kind of like the one slur in the Lorax said, unless someone like you helps a whole awful lot, nothing's going to get better. It's not. So you need to help in order for things to get better. And I think that volunteering is definitely one way that you can help.
Make a difference. Become an Evergreen Public Schools volunteer.
And then from this angle, it all makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore. And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible.
And then we're going to turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
What's your reaction? Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
This is their world.
Nothing. And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
And one more time before we sign off and send you to the second half, I want to thank our EPS Sports Director, Scott Wistran, our Video Services Coordinator, Wade Ferguson, and all of the students and volunteers who come out to make these programs a reality. Now we send you to the second half action, Mountain View Thunder versus the Evergreen Plainsmen.
EPS Sports. Ready here for the kickoff. Del Angel, I do believe that's the young man's name, is kicking this ball off. He's going to keep it on the carpet. Going to get scooped up and taken to about the 36-yard line before he falls down there. It's number 9. That's going to be Philip Earnhardt. That's the young man who had the pick 6 right there at the end of the second quarter. So Mountain View will take the ball over on their own 36-yard line. This is the Eli Sports Network and EPS Sports. Rod, Lawrence, Dan, Odell. We're here. Final night of league play. Everything after this is going to be playoff type. So we've enjoyed McKenzie Stadium all year long. Perry's going to go ahead and keep that one and try to take it up the middle. Looks like they're going to give him forward momentum down to about the 39-yard line.
So, Jet, just taking a little bit closer look at this game. How often do you want to keep running Perry up between the tackles? I mean, he's going to be essential for them next week to have him. I'm not saying that he's going to get hurt out here, but you know how these games go when they get a little bit one-sided and it gets a little chippy. You're kind of putting your guy in harm's way.
Yeah,
so
you are.
How long do you stick with this?
You know, I would think, knowing Adam, that he's not satisfied with the score yet. And at the end of the day, this is their game plan. I mean, Perry is an intricate part of their offense, and if he's at the point where he is still wanting to run his offense and hone that in and work on things, it's not time to pull him out yet.
And that's why I mentioned it, because we've seen them 3 or 4 times this year at McKenzie, and he touches the ball every play, whether he's running it or throwing it.
Yeah.
So you're right. He's 65-70% of the offense, and just kind of worry about him getting a little dinged up before next week when it really counts.
And you just kind of keep running it and kind of close one eye, cringe your shoulders a little bit, and hoping he's going to be all right. Like right here, he splits this one right up the gut, gets across midfield, and is going to get taken down at about the 25-yard line. So nice big run. You know, we kind of talk about him getting hurt, but right now he's not getting touched. So
no, only by his own guy who was in his way as he was heading down the field.
So this is still part of it. Here's the instant replay. Nice block there by Jones. He kind of frees everything up. And
3 great blocks there up in the middle.
Yeah, he does.
Started with the running back in the backfield, got 2 lineman blocks up there, and he finishes off the run. Tell you what, he should go buy his lineman an ice cream after the game.
He should. I tell you, Griffin and dang near knocked themselves off that tackle. Nice little screenplay here to
Anderson,
to number 14, Anderson, who's going to get the ball and get pushed out of bounds. It looks like about the 16-yard line.
A couple weeks ago, I think we saw a little coming out party for Mekhi Anderson here.
Yeah, we did. Here it is, a nice little quick screen here and a bunch set down here in the short side of the field. Good blocking up front there, double team there between the running back and the lineman. They're just there. All right, so we have got Perry set him up again. Jones in the backfield. Mountain View changes the play. And it looks like Coach Matheson not exactly happy with what was going on out there, so he's going to call the timeout. We're going to go ahead and take the timeout with him as well. EPS Sports, Eli Sports Network. We'll be right back. Eli Sports Network. Coach Matheson took a timeout, changed the play. This time Perry under center, split backfield. He's going to drop back. Got a receiver open in the back of the backfield, and he's going to bring that in. That is Mertens, who catches that one in the back corner of the end zone over Burns for the touchdown. So timeout, well worth being called. Coach Matheson saw something, obviously, wanted to take another look and talk about it as a group. And out there on an island is Mertens and Burns. Well-placed ball by Perry, and Mertens brings that one in. And it's kind of what we talked about, how throughout the season, Perry has become a much better throwing quarterback. Hargrove handles his responsibilities, and he puts that one through. So with 10:07 left to play in the third quarter, Mountain View now 34, Evergreen 3. This is the Eli Sports Network and EPS Sports. We'll be right back. We are back. Welcome, EPS Sports, Eli Sports Network. Mountain View up 34-3. Nice connection between Perry and Mertens in the back corner of the end zone. Perry dropped that pass right on him.
And you know what's been interesting about Mountain View this year, Jed, is they've opened up their offense a little bit, right? They're putting the ball in the air a little bit more. Obviously running it with Perry a little bit more.
Yes.
But they're showing a little bit more balance than they have in years past.
They sure have.
Math has kind of opened things up a little bit for himself. Being more balanced like that's going to lead to being more competitive in the playoffs.
It sure is. It sure is.
You know, you can run all over everybody in league because that offense is tough to figure out. But once you start throwing it around, that gives you a little bit more deception in your offense, gives you that balance you need, and keeps that defense a little more honest.
It sure does. Hey, on the kickoff, Hargroves kicks that one to Griffin. Griffin's going to get it out to the 21. They're going to take the ball over 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Blaze now, quarterback, sends Griffin in motion on a fly sweep. Griffin takes the ball down across the 25 and is going to make it down to about the 28 before he stopped. So there's, for the second time since Ryan Blaze has been in the game, he's handed the ball off. Tillman now comes out of the game. Heeman goes in. Griffin and Burns are the receiver and slot on the far side of the field. Going to get that ball to Luke Allen. Luke Allen makes the first group miss. Nice little run down across the 35. It's going to be enough to move the chains. 1st and 10. Evergreen.
And this is the kind of rhythm that you need to get Blaze into just to get his confidence up a little bit and get this offense moving in the right direction. Here's the replay for you folks. Blaze just takes it, turns, throws it out to his right. Allen does the rest. Good blocking out there in front of Allen. Makes a guy miss there. Something positive for the Plainsmen.
Come out, slots on either side. Rusnick now, the lone running back behind Blaze. He's going to send Griffin in motion. Hands that off again. Fly sweep. Penetration forces him to lose yards. And Griffin is unable to get around the edge and is going to be stopped at about the 29-yard line. So he's going to take a 6-yard loss on that fly sweep. There was too much surge on the left side of Evergreen's line for him to be able to find that edge.
Bet Mountain View getting a good game tonight out of Alex Hagel on that defensive line, number 64. Also getting some active play from Kobe Anderson, the linebacker, 51, lined up behind him.
Blaze now has him at the line of scrimmage. He's dropping back, looking downfield. Has a man coming across the middle. Tended receiver. Looks like it might have been Griffin. Linebacker dropped back into the coverage nicely right underneath that. He would have had to throw a perfect pass to get that to Griffin.
Just seemed like a little indecisiveness there on Griffin's part.
Yeah, the route looked a little soft, didn't it? Like it wasn't. He wasn't coming across where he should have been.
Play clock winding down to under 10 seconds.
All right, so Rusnick now in the backfield again. Pistol formation. Blaze.
Delay a game Evergreen.
So now instead of 3rd and 16, they're going to be looking at.
Again, if you haven't been doing this all year, it takes quite a while to come from that far hash to the sidelines to get the play. Head back to the huddle and get everybody organized and lined up in the right position. So,
all right. Well, Hudson's Bay now is on top here, 24-20. Was able to hold Kelso on a 4th down attempt.
Blaze being baptized by fire here.
Yes, he sure is. Eathman now comes back into the game, drops back, throws that one out there, and it's going to be almost intercepted by Mertens. Man, that was a 45-yard sling with not much effort. That young man's arm.
He makes it look easy.
Yes, he does. I'm sure Coach Hyde is going to have this young man thrown at anybody who feels like catching the football all summer long, because that's definitely something to think about and hold on to for next year.
Mertens back deep for Mountain View to receive this punt, so Evergreen unable to develop or gain any momentum here.
They were able to grind some time off the clock, though, just a bit. This ball is going to take a good Evergreen bounce. Mertens going to pick it up on the 35. He's going to now sprint to the far side of the field and try to get up the field here and get down across the 40. He's going to get down to about the 43-yard line. So Mountain View will take the ball over. We do have several flags on the field.
Yeah, they're going to get Gulliford for a block in the back. However, wasn't much there. We're just trying to keep this even.
So they'll march off the 10 yards for that one.
I'd like to see that replay on that one again. So 7:34 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Mountain View up 34-3 over Evergreen. And here's our replay. Oh. Guys bringing us the replay in the truck here real quick.
Martin, now he's going to take set up under the center. He's going to hand this ball off to Jones. Jones spins into the open field. He's going to get down across the 45-yard line before he's tackled.
So that was Gulliford on the block in the back. Evergreen with a nice run there on 1st down around the right end to move the chains for another Thunder 1st down.
All right, so Perry now, this series coming in, setting in under the center. 2 running backs, gives it to Jones again. Jones across the 50, now that 45, down to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. And now we've got a huge fight that's going to get Jones thrown out of the game.
Jones
because he was the one who threw the punch first. It was an aggressive tackle by.
What Jones doesn't realize is that's going to get him.
Now he can't play in the playoff game, so he was not thinking when he let them get the best of him. You're up 34-3. You don't need to be the one that's mad out there. That will get that young man ejected. And the Evergreen player, I do believe that was Burns, number 5, did the right thing. He did not retaliate. He just backed away from the situation. and it's all on Mountain View. And that young man out there, Mr. Jones, who is now having to come out of the game, and will not be able to play in their first playoff game. I'm sure Coach Matheson is not very happy about that at all.
Yeah, and he's actually being sent to the locker room.
Yes, he can't. Once he's ejected, he can't be on the field of play at all. And he's still doing extracurriculars out there. He needs to calm himself down and just get off the field. So there's a personal foul call. He has been ejected. And it looks like they're going to eject both players. I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Okay. I didn't think that the other guy should have been rejected, but I thought he called both sides and tried to eject this young man as well.
It was a clean tackle. I just think that Jones overreacted a little bit.
Yeah, I do believe you're right.
So Prairie has knocked off Fort Vancouver 63-0. So Prairie now is waiting for the final score of the Hudson's Bay-Kelso game up north. Bay in control of that one as things stand now.
Prairie is definitely rooting for for Kelso to come back and win this game in the last seconds. So 1st and 10 now. They're going to give the ball off to Allen, who has replaced Jones in the backfield.
That was Tyrell Hall on the carry. So Hall is checked in for Jones.
Yes. Is that what I said? So Perry now lines up back in the shotgun. We've got trip receivers. Hall in the slot. Perry's going to take this ball to the short side of the field and break into the open part of the field on the far side for the touchdown.
That's from 33
run off
yards.
A 33-yard touchdown run there. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Mountain View's on the scoreboard again. $40-3. Everything seemed to be working for Mountain View up to this point. Hargrove. And he's going to take the kick, and it's going to be good. So one more score here by Mountain View of any sort, and we're going to be in the running clock situation. As it stands now, Mountain View's up 41-3 over the Evergreen Plainsmen. This is the Eli Sports Network and EPS Sports. We'll be right back. Yep, and we are back here, Eli Sports Network, EPS Sports, McKenzie Stadium, Friday Night Football. Mountain View, 33-yard run by the quarterback, Perry. Puts 41 points on the board for them. Right now, Union, for anybody who wants to know, is over Camas right now, 14-13 in the fourth quarter. Griffin's going to pick up the ball on the 10-yard line. He's going to take it across the 25 to the 30, down to the 35, to the 40, to the 42 before he's run out of bounds.
Griffin always playing to the end.
Yeah, he sure is. He's got a nice little run there by that young man. He's going to get him out to their own 42-yard line. Well, they'll start the drive. 5:50 left to play in the third quarter. So this quarter moving a little slow. Okay, quarterback situation has changed again. Finch back in the quarterback slot. He's going to get that ball out to the flat. Hosick, the receiver. Going to get across the 45. Bring up second down in about 7. Finch now gets him to the line of scrimmage. He's in shotgun formation. Heeman lined up behind him. Allen, Hosick, Griffin, and Crawford receiving core. Ball takes a snap, drops back. He looks for Allen on a crossing route.
Nice drop there by Peyton Regis.
Okay, it looks like there's going to be a great big hit there. Luke Allen takes a big hit on a crossing route. DB separates him from the ball, but it looks like he does get hurt. Looks like this is going to be a while. Let's go ahead and step aside here for commercial break. This is the Eli Sports Network and EPS Sports. We'll be right back. Fortunately, he was able to get up and walk off on his own power, so took a good pop there, but the good news is he walked off on his own, so that's always a positive. Go ahead and get started here. Finch is back in as the quarterback here. He's going to take the snap, dropping back. He's got receivers out there. He's going to get flushed out of the pocket, still looking downfield, decides to take this one himself and go out at about the 49-yard line.
Nice job by Fitz. Might be enough for a first down.
And it is. They're going to go ahead and move the chain. So Evergreen now has punched their way into Mountain View territory. 5:30 left to play in this quarter. Here is the play. Steps up in the pocket and is going to get flushed to the right-hand side of the field. Decides to go ahead and pull this one down and get down across the 50-yard line before going out of bounds. Now we've got trips to the far side of the field. Finch now hits Hosick. Hosick now, great block up front. Hosick is going to get around, but they're going to call holding on Griffin. flags all around that young man. It's definitely going to be a holding if it looks like he took the man down to the carpet, and he did definitely do that. So that catch is going to get taken back 10 yards from where the holding occurred. We're going to bring up a first down and long situation for the Plainsmen. And it looks like Union is still over Camas, 14-13 with 1 minute and 26 seconds left to play in the game.
And Union has the football, from what I understood.
Yes, they do.
That'd be a huge upset.
It definitely will be. Got to let everybody know I'm not surprised. I thought Union was going to come out there and give them a game. Finch now has them set down, trips formation. Finch now is looking downfield. He's going to get flushed outside of the pocket. He's going to let that ball go upfield. Intended receiver there is, looks like Burns, number 5. He's going to bounce that one off the carpet in front of him.
Good eyes over there, Jet.
That's going to stop the clock at 4:48. Mountain View 41, Evergreen 3. Evergreen now on a pretty good series here. Big penalties now. Well, it looks like we've got a guy here from Columbia now here giving us a blow-by-blow of what's going on. Kelso wins over Hudson's Bay, so that does create a possible playoff game here at McKenzie Stadium on Monday.
As time expired.
Yes. So we've got some interesting things going around all over the Clark County area right now. Union.
So with this game in peril here, but pretty much decided, and Prairie knocking off Fort, we will have a playoff scenario here Monday night.
Finch rolls out to the right, looking for somebody to throw the ball to. Has a man downfield in the open. Griffin right there in the middle of the field catches the ball at the 50. And is going to get down across the 45, down to the 40 before he's tackled. We'll give him momentum down to the 41-yard line. And that will bring up third down and short.
Griffin's going to end up getting himself a personal foul penalty here.
He sure is. Good job here on the part of the quarterback. He just kept his eyes downfield, and this is not always easy to do. Once you stop looking downfield and then try to look down there again, it's hard to find people open. And he threw into the middle of the field late, so, I mean, good job by that young man to keep this play going. Once again, Finch getting flushed out of the pocket. Nowhere for him to go this time, and he's going to have to take the sack. Going to take a big loss on this one. Bring up fourth down and 10.
It's actually going to... Looks like Evergreen's going to punt this away, down 41-3.
Finch standing on his 40-yard line, ready to punt this one off. Returner standing inside the 10. That's Mertens. Ball's going to take a bounce. It's going to go out of bounds right inside the 10. So Mountain View will take the ball over on the 9-yard line.
.258 to go here in the third quarter. Evergreen trailing 41-3.
I think this quarter is about as long as the first two at this point right now. So interesting things, like we said, going around the league right now. Union looks like they could possibly be on their way to beating Camas in an upset at Doc Harris Stadium. So that is going to be a big deal if that happens. It's number 1 in the state going against, I do believe, number 5 in the state. Camas being number 1. So that means there will be some more football being played in McKenzie Stadium if the Union wins that game. The ball is handed off to Terrell Hall, who breaks into the open field. Nobody looks like they're going to be able to catch this young man right now as he gets down to the 20, and he's going to get run down at the 20-yard line by David Crawford. But we have a flag down there on the 20-yard line, so we'll see here what's happening. It looks like it's right there in the holding area, and that's exactly what it was. So Terrell Hall broke into the open field and just exploded. He's going to get all that called back. And here is going to be the run. Looks like the hold was right there on the inside that allowed Terrell to get into the hole. Great stop there by Crawford to stay with it and run that young man down after chasing him for about 60 yards. But all for naught, that's going to bring the ball back. 1st and 9. They're going to give it to, this time Mertens gets the ball on an inside handoff. He's going to break across midfield, get in behind his blocks, and then he's still running. And he's going to get run out of bounds there by a gang of Evergreen Plainsmen right there at about the same place they stopped Hall. And Union beats Camas 14-13.
You called it.
I sure did.
Permagrin on your face over there.
I just kind of felt like it was going to happen, man. We've watched Union play. They got the guys.
Yeah, they got some pretty good guys out there, and
they're going to give this ball
Hall
to Martin
up the middle.
And
Hall up the middle.
Hall, and he is going to be untouched right up the middle. I would imagine right now that the Evergreen Plainsman defense was just too tired to react. That's 2 big plays back to back where they chased for 60-plus yards. 47 now for Mountain View.
And they're doing it on the ground, so
Yeah.
it's not like they're trying to add insult to injury here.
Hargrove is going to take care of his responsibilities, and it's going to put another one on there. He's going to hang 48. So 48-7, or 48-3, I'm sorry, is the score here between Mountain View and Evergreen. This is the Eli Sports Network and EPS Sports. We'll see you guys in a bit. Mountain View 48, Evergreen 3.
We can't get out of this third quarter.
No, we can't, but we are now in the running clock rule, so the game will start moving a little faster because now the clock will continue to run, and will only be stopped during timeouts. going forward. So 2:06 left to play in the third quarter. And just so everybody knows out there, big upset. Union Titans have beat the Campus Papermakers 14-13 out at Doc Air Stadium. Griffin's going to pick this ball up in the corner at about the 3-yard line, and he is going to get run out of bounds right at the 20. Evergreen offense comes on the field. Looks like they're going to place the ball on the 21-yard line. On the hash closest to home field. Evergreen breaks the huddle. Heeman comes out of the game. Slot receivers to the far side. Now Heeman comes back in. They're trying to make sure they have the right clientele. And it looks like Coach Hyde is going to get, oh no, they're going to get the delay of game call before the timeout's called. So that's going to back the ball up another 5 yards. So now instead of 1st and 10, they'll start out at 1st and 15 from the 14-yard line. Okay, no, well, see here, the referee, the Whitecap called delay a game, but I guess they decided that, no, he did call timeout in time. So it'll be 1st and 10, and the clock will stop at 36 seconds left in the third quarter. So we'll go ahead and stay here and take the break at the end of the quarter.
So the scenario plays out as we discussed at the top of the show. Kelso in a walk-off at the buzzer beats Bay, so that's going to require Bay to come back here on Monday, Prairie to come back here on Monday, and Evergreen to come back here on Monday. Do the Kansas plan from the 25-yard in, and each team will get a shot. That'll decide the number 3 seed for 3A, with Mountain View clinching 1, Kelso in the win tonight clinching 2, and the 3 seed from the 3A this year getting the extra playoff spot will be determined Monday evening. After watching what we've seen tonight, what's went on up there in Kelso and the forecast for Prairie and what they've put out there this year.
Well, those two teams won to get there. This team and Evergreen lost to get there. So, there's something to be said for the momentum going into this game.
And I think Bay kind of holds the cards in
I
that
would
scenario.
agree.
We've seen them play here. They've got some dudes, too.
Yeah,
So.
they got some big guys. And if you're talking about 25 and in with people that big, Griffin now trying to find the edge. It looks like he is almost going to make it.
And what I'm seeing here tonight is kind of Evergreen's motto tonight has been putting the ball in the air. So, I mean, if that's their plan come Monday night, I know Bay likes to run the ball. So
yes.
And they have Prairie, they're playing with second or third string quarterbacks. So their quarterback's out for the season. They're going to grind it out too. They're going to run the ball a little bit too. So we'll see.
And all three of those teams, when they have played each other, have given themselves, they were good games. So, field position is definitely going to be the difference here. And as we speak about what's going on, time expires in the third quarter. Mountain View is up 48-3 over the Plainsmen. This is the Eli Sports Network and EPS Sports. We'll see you for fourth quarter. between the Plainsmen and the Thunder. Mountain View on top, 48-3. We are in a running clock situation here. Evergreen's going to take the ball over on their own 20. Finch drops back, looks for a receiver out in the flat. It's going to be picked off by Earnhardt. Earnhardt's going to get into the end zone for the touchdown.
2 for Earnhardt.
That is another pick six, you're right, for Earnhardt. And he kind of just put his hands out there and just snatched that one out of the air. I'm not real sure he thought he was going to catch it. But Earnhardt's second pick six of the night. 54 now Mountain View has got on the scoreboard.
Whoever his coach is back there in the secondary, it just has to be elated.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's had a 60-yard interception return and now a 20-yard interception return. My goodness, Philip Earnhardt, have yourself a night.
Yes. Hargroves takes the snap, and he's got the kick, and we're good to go. That's going to be 55, double nickel, Mountain View, Evergreen, 3, EPS Sports, Eli Sports Network. We'll be right back. Mountain View is up 55-3 over Evergreen. Philip Earnhardt, second pick six of the night, takes it back for a touchdown to put 55 on the scoreboard. 11:52 left to play in the contest. Last game of the season. Unfortunately, however you want to look at it, but because of what transpired throughout the league this evening, Evergreen still has an opportunity to make it to the playoffs even after this loss. Griffin is going to take that ball down to the 39-yard line before he's stopped. There is a flag down in the field. We'll see who that's going to get called on. So Evergreen will take over the ball on the 39. Decent field position. One of the better situations they've been in this evening when they've had to start off with the ball. But they're going to get a holding penalty called on them, so that is going to back them up 10. And they're going to end up starting where they usually are starting out for the day. So great run there by the young man Griffin. Unfortunately, a holding play brought all of that back. Evergreen will take the ball over on their own 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Finch down, brings him to the line of scrimmage. Shotgun formation, slot receivers. Finch, quick slot out to Hosick. Hosick's going to be run out of bounds there by Earnhardt. Earnhardt out there walking with a bit of a swag. Feeling good about himself tonight. 2 touchdowns. Pick sixes. Going a whole season sometime to get a pick six, and this young man got 2 of them in one night.
To me, that's unbelievable. I mean, that's... You're looking for your secondary to get 2 of those throughout the season.
Yeah.
He got 2 in one night.
So here we go. Come out here in slot formation. Hosick and Griffin are the slots. Heeman, running back, set up behind Finch. Hosick goes into formation. Finch drops back. Now he's going to step up in the pocket. Going to get spun around. Still looking for somebody to get the ball to. Now he decided he's just going to scramble, and it's a race to the sidelines. He gets across the 30 and is going to make it to about the 32-yard line before he stopped.
Great effort there. Just keeping after him is Kobe Anderson from Mountain View, taking him down inbounds. However, it's running clock anyway.
Clock, so yeah, that wouldn't have stopped it. Clock continuing to run. We've got 9:17 left to play. Field clock is also started. Finch now, 3-step drop, gets it to Griffin, catches that one off his shoelaces. And they're going to give him to the 35-yard line, so it'll bring up 4th down and 1 situation. This time of the game, score like it is, definitely just, this is a 4-down territory type situation. 4th and 1, clock runs at 8:30. Mountain 55, Evergreen 3.
And if you told me, Jeff, before this game started that Mountain View would hold Evergreen to 3 points with some of the weapons they have, I wouldn't have believed you either.
No, I would. I'm with you on that one. Heeman is going to get down across the 35 and make it to, it looks about the 47, so that will move the chains. And that was a pride play right there for the Evergreen Plainsmen. That's something that they needed. They needed to make that. Something to hold on to, something to hang their hats on. Because as it stands now, they do have another game to play. And they need to be, feel like there's something that they can do in a close situation, because that's what that game is going to be about tomorrow, Monday afternoon.
In a condensed field.
Yes. Mountain View's going to call a timeout, so that will stop the clock at 7:28, 55-3. We're going to go ahead and take the timeout too. Eli Sports Network and the EPS Sports.
Every year.
All right, we're back. Mountain View got it figured out. Finch drops back in it, has receivers in the route, lets this one go deep, has a man open in the opening, and he's going to make the catch, but it's going to be knocked out of his hands. Down there at about the 15-yard line.
Intended for number 15, Tay Marks.
Tay had the ball in his hand. Great defense there by the safety. Do believe that was number 20 who slapped that ball out of his hands.
Peyton Regis?
Either Peyton Regis or Jordan Cook, one of the two. See if we get we're going to get an instant replay here. So nice pass here by Finch. Just kind of lets this one go and lets his receiver run under it. And it is going to be Jordan Cook who takes the ball out of his hands.
Who almost picked that pass off.
Yeah, he sure did.
Finch sets him down, takes the snap, plays blown dead.
A little too much movement out there. Trying to see what's going on here. 2nd and 10. Maybe the officials hadn't wound the clock yet, and it's down to 9. So not quite sure what happened there. Finch now decides to take this ball himself right up the field. He's going to get down to about the 48-yard line before he stopped. It looks like where they spot the ball should be enough to move the chains, and it is. The Finch drops back, decides that sees a whole lot of grass and daylight in front of him, decides he's going to go get the first down himself. Evergreen Band, their last performance of the season at the football games. Finch now drops back. He's looking downfield. It's Heathman out here in the flat. Heathman gets down across the 40 before he's pushed out of bounds.
Solid little running back all year is Trent Heeman.
Yeah, he sure has been. They call the young man Heathman. That is Heeman, H-E.
Heeman. He's a junior. He'll be back next year for Evergreen.
Yeah. Heeman did well enough to move the chains. 1st and 10 for the Evergreen Plainsmen on the 36-yard line. 4:35 left to play in the game. Griffin now in the backfield. Finch drops back looking for a receiver. Looks like he's going to get flushed. He's going to roll to his left as a man open. Heeman in the wide open and unable to put the ball on him for the completion. Heathman was alone standing on Mountain View's 20-yard line.
Yeah,
There's
Heeman out
nobody
there
around
kind of got lost in the shuffle out there by
sure
himself.
Sure did.
Yes, Fitch rolled, to the near side here and then reversed his field, went the other way, and just couldn't connect.
So 2 big passing opportunities missed here in the fourth quarter, where Evergreen could have put some points on the board at the end of the game here. Heeman now lines up directly behind Finch. Slot formation, Griffin back in the slot. Finch drops back again. Decides this time he's going to take off again. Pulls that ball back down, gets down across the 25, and down to about the 22-yard line before he stopped. We've got a late flag here, probably a targeting. Not quite sure. It looked probably worse than it really was. But it looks like number 27 is probably going to be the one flagged. And that's going to be Trayshawn Foreman. I do believe he's one of their linebackers. And that's going to march it off. Give him first down and 10 from the 11. Definitely could be, they'll get 8 plays to score a touchdown. First and 10 from the 11. Stack twin formation. Finch takes the snap. He drops back. Looks for Griffin in the corner. That ball is going to be picked off in the end zone. And Cook is going to decide to kneel that one down in the end zone. And Mountain View will take the ball over on their own 20. Clock continuing to run, and field clock hasn't been started yet. I don't expect Adam to do anything but the victory.
Yeah, that'll be a touchback. Ball will be brought out to the 20-yard line, and that'll seal it for the Mountain View Thunder as the number 1 seed down here in Southwest Washington, 3A.
And they have held that title here now pretty handily for a while now. Adam does a good job with his guys and his program down here in 3A football in Clark County, Washington. Perry's going to take the knee. He'll probably have to take a knee 2 more times before the clock fully expires. We are now running the field clock. We are just now under a minute left in the game clock. Mountain View will wait for this to get down inside 5 seconds before they snap the ball.
Garrett Moen taking that snap for the Thunder.
So Mountain View takes the delay of game penalty, backs them up 5. This time there is no need to run another play as the clock continues to run out. So, with that being said, Mountain View solidifies their number 1 spot there for 3A, Greater St. Helens League down here in Southwest Washington. They're definitely in the playoff situation. They are writing their own ticket. Their next 2 games will be at home. This is definitely going to be the last night for EPS Sports. We're not going to be covering any of the playoff games as far as I know. We want to thank you guys for hanging in there with us. We had 4 games this year. They are all good, exciting football games. So great job of getting these good games on the calendar and on TV for the folks here in Clark County to enjoy some local Friday night football on TV. And you guys out there in EPS Sports, thank you so very much for being a part of our football season this year. We will definitely see you later on during the basketball season.
And thank you to the guys in the truck
And
out there bringing us this footage.
Thank you to the guys out there in the truck. You guys have a great time. This is the EPS Sports Network. Rod Lawrence, Dan Odell. We'll see you during basketball season. EPS Sports and Eli Sports. Eli Sports